Chapter 3 The Journey Home. When Fred and Oliver woke up the next morning, Oliver went to wake Mum and Dad while Fred looked through his spell book. While walking down the stairs, he found two spells that looked interesting. Food Apper and Food Disapper. These sound amazing, Fred was saying in a hungry voice. He was just about to get breakfast when he found these spells. Fred read a vow. To do Food Apper, you have to be thinking of food deeply. Then spin your wand behind your head and say Food Apper. He thought about a carrot just to see what it does and spun his wand around his head and said Food Apper. And then a carrot appeared out of a puff of blue smoke. OMG, Oliver screamed, and she ate the carrot in seconds. Oliver then screamed out loud again. Make more carrots. Okay, Fred did what it said in the book, and a carrot appeared out of nowhere in a puff of blue smoke. Again, she ate the carrot in a matter of seconds. Can you make more carrots? Oliver screamed, but then Oliver and Fred's parents came down. What's all this racket there, Mum said. Oliver wants more carrots, so that's what I'm doing, Fred told his mum. Okay, but how are you giving her carrots? There's none here, Fred's mum asked him. He decided to tell his mum, and show not tell. Food Apper, and out of nowhere 3 carrots appeared in a puff of blue smoke. Carrots, Oliver boomed, and she ate the carrots in 2 seconds, and she asked for more, but Fred didn't give her any more. She had a tantrum. About 5 minutes later, Mum told her that they were going home today and that they would be getting ice cream. This cheered her up, and Fred gave her some more carrots. At these carrots, she went from nearly killing the floor to the biggest smile on her face since she was 12. Why buy ice cream when you can get it for free? Plus, I have to do no extra work, Fred told her mum. She thought that it was a good idea instead of paying £2 for 2 ice cream. Shall I do it now then? Fred asked Mum. In a few minutes, Fred told Fred. Oliver kept on saying, can we have ice cream now, until Mum became fed up with her saying that she asked Fred if he could make her ice cream now. Fred said yes, and he did the spell, but the ice cream fell on the floor. He tried again. It worked. Oliver was eating and licking like crazy, but soon she slowed down. Fred gave himself an ice cream. Fred asked Mum if he could go on his broomstick home, and to his surprise, she said yes. Fred departed from his family and met Pete, who was right next to the broomsticks. Come on, Fred, Pete called. Do you want to go home? Yes, said Fred. He got onto a broomstick and they rode off. You know that spell book I gave you? Pete asked Fred. Yes. How many spells have you learnt? 4. Nice. What are they? Movie Up, Noxum, Food App, and Food Disapper. Okay, have you heard of Light Up? No, what is it? It's a spell that I was using to light the forest up yesterday. Cool, thanks. Try and find it in your book of spells. Fred looked in it but didn't find it for 3 minutes, and then on page 452 he found it. The book read Light Up is a spell that is used for lighting up dark places. To do it you must point your wand to where the sun is, and then say Light Up. Then you'll take some of the sun's light and light up the sky. Sounds cool, Pete, Fred told him. I can do it. I'm pretty sure you can do it with a bit of practice. I think I can as well. Fred wanted to ask how old he was, but he was too scared to. Hey Fred, how old are you? Fred went wide-eyed. 14? I'm 17. Okay. This conversation made Pete and Fred kind of unsettled and embarrassed with themselves. Fred tried Light Up and, somehow, he did it first try. A shot of yellow light shot from his wand, and nearly instantly an orange streak came back onto his wand, to the tip of his wand. Wow, Fred said. He now knew 5 spells, unless he included Stood and Tiders, which he didn't know how to do but heard of it. He wanted to find another spell he could do easily. He decided to do Recurrent. It was a spell about water and the current. To do Recurrent, you have to point your wand and make a current, and then you can change the current. Pete, this spell is awesome, Fred said to Pete. Which one? Recurrent. It's harder than some might think, Fred told Pete. With this in mind, he will try it on the river near his house. Oh, look, Fred, there's your car. We should go faster. They bent their backs forward and they went incredibly fast, passing all the cars in seconds. I like how people think cars are, but in reality, there's animals faster than cars, Fred told Pete. He had to agree. That was pretty true. It took another hour until they got back home. Pete said he would stay until his family came by, which Fred predicted would be 4 hours. Fred went over to a stream and started doing Recurrent. At first, all he could do was dig a hole into the stream, but then he changed the current after 20 minutes of trying. He was still trying to do it properly when suddenly an enormous water goblin spurted out of the water. Fred tried to knock him, but he went right through the goblin. "Pete," Fred called out, "there's a water goblin." Pete rushed over and picked up his wand from the floor and shouted, "Blast him." Pete's wand shot out a streak of dark red the size of a pencil, shot out and the water goblin flew away so far that none of them could see it anymore. "Thanks, Pete," Fred said breathlessly. The first thing Pete said after this was quite different than what Fred was expected. "How did you know that was a water goblin?" Fred sighed. It came out of the water, was covered in water, and it looked like a goblin." Fred was guessing this either wasn't the answer Pete was expecting to get either. "Blasphem's in that book," Pete told Fred. "I knew that," Fred told Pete. I was skimming, I saw Blasphemy. It sounded too hard, so I didn't practice." Just then a spider came out of the forest. Fred knocked him out like it was nothing. Fred went to learn while Pete went into the forest to make sure it was safe for Fred to go inside later on. Just then, Fred's mum, dad and sister all came home. "Hi," Fred said to his family. "Hi," said his mum and dad and sister at freakishly the same time. They went inside the house. "It's really late, Fred and Oliver. I think you should go to bed now," their dad said. "In an hour, Matthew," their mum protested. "It's only 9:20, and Fred hasn't had dinner yet," she said while looking at her watch. It was actually 20 past 20 because her watch was 1 hour slow. Somehow she never realised this. After dinner, which, if you're wondering, was pizza, they both went to bed because their mum and dad was having an argument over who would do the washing up. Fred and Pete slept in the same bedroom. One side was pink and yellow, which is Oliver's side, and one side was blue and green, which was Fred's side. They both fell asleep quick enough.